Why, hello everybody. Welcome back to the shop. And today we're working on the Brutus a little bit. I'm going to get back on the C10 project shortly, but I got to do a lot of metal work to it. And I just painted the block, so I don't want to grind and do a bunch of welding and stuff on the firewall quite yet. So I figured I'd pull the Brutus in because I got a bunch of stuff electrical-wise I want to do with it. It's got the radiator fan on a house light switch, so I want to switch that back to be computer controlled and have an override switch. I have a little overhead console I got sent to me I want to try out. I got some speakers to put in it, switches, backlights, nightlight. Once again, hooked your brother up, sent me a bunch of stuff. They make everything. They didn't send me everything. They sent me a couple lights, but I got some brackets and stuff from them because they sent me a light for my Razor years ago, and ever since then, you send me something, trust me, and it's good, you're going to get my business probably for the rest of my time. So that's what we're going to do. I got a whole pile of stuff over on the bench that we're going to be putting in this thing. We're going to be pulling out the factory battery. I got a battery mount for an Optima. So we're going to probably, I have the spare Optima, well, that's not really the spare Optima, but I have the Optima that's for Project Sonic. We're going to use it for now. Eventually this will get a yellow top. And we got to do a bunch of wiring that's just sad and just horrible. To turn the hydraulics on and half of the accessories on the unit, you have to hit a switch because I'm assuming one of the fusible links is bad. So you have to hit the switch to turn all the accessory, or part of the accessories on, I should say. But you got to do that and to make your diff lock and stuff work. So I want to fix that so when it just works when the key's on. The charging wire is not real hot. I've got a big heavy duty battery disconnect switch I'm going to put in line with the battery too. So you hit a switch, shuts the battery off. So if it's going to set for a long time, I can reach down, shut the battery off. Nothing will be draining on it. So that's what we're going to do today. So let's kick it off by taking these doors off this thing. Okay, got myself a little bit of WD-40 here. Gonna lube everything up right quick. Yeah. Oh, I sprayed it all over the thingy. Let that work in a little bit. I have to pull the roof off. It's got a couple cracks in it that need fixed. Gotta replace this door strap. I have one of those. Just, give us some basic love. Let that set a moment while I get ready to pull it off there. Also trying out this new microphone. I used to have some cheap ones, but I finally got some that aren't totally garbage, I hope. And we'll see how it goes. Yeah, let's go ahead and yank these doors off. Throw this can of WD-40, not sponsored. I wish I could get a penetrant company to sponsor me. That would be fantastic. Oh, hey, nice. I'll set it over here on the press because we shouldn't need that today. Okay. Are you going to be one of them that don't want to set straight? Probably. Makes sense. Understandable. Fold my mirrors in so they don't get busted off. Go ahead and yank this door out the way. Come right off too. Nice. I love these solid window doors too because they're not as heavy as some of the, not as heavy as the power window doors. Not as awkward either, and they're a little bit lighter than the fixed window or the hinge windows doors as well. So let's go ahead. Got this lovely seat. It's blowed out, but eventually I plan on replacing those. So they're kind of spendy though. I went ahead earlier and took my pressure washer and washed this battery compartment out. So yeah, that's probably where we're going to start with things first. Gonna grab the light, and I might try to set you guys up in here to where you can see some stuff. Or we might tackle the fan wiring. I don't know. I'm not real sure what we're gonna do. We'll see. I don't have the world's greatest angle here, so you guys are just gonna have to kind of deal with that, I guess. I can't really get a good angle on all this crap down here. I'm hoping my battery bracket will fit, but that fitting for this valve in here is awfully close. And I think somebody's, oh, there we go. Go ahead and disconnect the ground wire before we start involuntarily welding stuff around. Oh, somebody's had, these were both loose. By George. Let's get rid of that. Hit everything up with some Super Clean. It's almost empty now. Not sponsored by Super Clean either, but this stuff, this foaming degreaser, works really good. I'm impressed. All right. Got our positive cable on a positive post. This battery is not in the world's greatest shape. It likes to die on me, so you know, conveniently got a rag right there and a cup holder. Yeah. All right, went and got the longest extension in my toolbox, and it's a 10mm socket. Took that bolt out, holding the battery strap on. Oh. Yeah, can't even get this battery out of the hole. There's so much crap in the way. Okie dokie. How's this work? Does this go backwards? How you working? How you sleeping? Good? Oh. Just gotta get that out of there a little bit more. A little bit. Just come on. You know you want to. You know you do. Oh, God. Just get, there you go, you bastard. There you go. Hey, just destroy it. It'll be fine. I don't really need that anymore. Well, we might need that if this battery tray that I have does not fit in here. Probably gonna have to come through and cut this lip off because I don't think it's going to fit. I will probably go through here and disconnect battery cables right now, or here, get this stuff out to the ground and the positive out of the way. They have put new ends on this at some point in time, so that's kind of nice. I didn't do that great of a job cleaning that up, so let me grab a few paper towels. We'll clean this tray off. Don't mind the bulge spot. Oh, God. Looks like somebody pooed in here. All right. Nice. I've got wires that run in this that have no clue where they go or what they do, so that's nice. You know that whole thing about not wanting to grind and weld? Unfortunately, we're going to have to do a little grinding and welding here in a bit. But hey, it'll all stay down here, right? Right. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna... Hey, there we go. Now I can see. Okay, let's get some tools, pull these cables off. Go ahead and open the door, open the window there. I'm really impressed that actually came loose and not broke. We have two more after this one though. So there's always a good chance that that one will be next. Gotta figure out where I'm gonna put my battery disconnect to. Oh, none of them want to come loose though. Oh God, no wonder nothing works on this thing. Oh God, oh my God. Ew! Ew. That's nasty. That is nasty. That's corrosion. There, guys, that's nasty. So yeah, I'm assuming one of the fusible links in this harness does not work. Probably cut a lot of them off and moved them anyways. So there's our battery charging wire. And if you look down in it has a fusible link there. And, you know, it's, you know, I have no idea how this machine charged. honestly, with all the green stuff. And yeah, no wonder systems didn't work very well. I completely understand. Poor machine. Any day now. 2 nuts came off successfully. Disconnect the grounds. And throw all the positive and negative battery wires out of the way. This wire just dangling around here, flopping around, I'm fairly certain is for my windshield wiper. Oh, lordy. I have power tools. Why aren't I using them? All right. So there we go. That's disconnected. So we got all of our important stuff here. A couple of greasy cables that didn't totally get clean when I got positive. Ew. God, that's nasty. Didn't totally get clean when I power washed everything. I mean, I didn't expect it to. It was just the handheld power washer I got from Ryobi. Okay. Well, the body or the chassis ground looks just as bad as the rest of the connections on this thing. So, yay. I'm going to go grab the battery bracket and at least see if it fits down in there. All right, got this Optima battery bracket that, ironically, is cheaper if you buy painted ones and not... Well, that's not going to work. I mean, I could space it somehow with some sort of block. Well, hell if I know. Can mount it there. Or I could knock that down and weld it there. But my only issue is that fitting and getting something on this, getting the tab, the locking tab in here to lock. We can try it. Convenience. All right. Obviously it'll fall down there a little bit. I don't want to rub on that fitting either. You guys can't see anything but my head, I'm sure. Obviously that'll be down in there, but you know, yada yada. Nice part is this is real thin stuff, so it'll go right in there. Bend that, and that's how that'll look. Like a glove. Right on with it. That is gonna work, I think. At least you guys can kind of see what's going on. I'm sure you'll be staring at my head most of the time, but mark this here. Give myself a little extra spacey space. Then we'll hop in there with the death wheel and destroy some things. I'm gonna move this cord that runs to the back that is going to get removed here shortly, so I don't have to worry about it too much, but you know, time to death wheel this thing. Oops. I wonder if I can bend that. Got my precision metal fabrication tool. I think we'll just death wheel that off there. Ah, you guys like to watch a man struggle. Me too. Voila! "68 degrees when you're working's a bit hot." That's a bit hot too. All right. Good. Been wondering why this self-tabbing screw's been here for a long time. It's not there long no more. No there, no more. Okay. Okay, dokie. Perfect. Now, this should set nice and flat. It do. It do. Says nice and flat. Very good. Now, we must gauge it. Gauging it. Gauging it. Gauged. As long as I can get in there to connect, and everything will be all right. So now I'm gonna get that Sharpie that I conveniently need that I just put back not too long ago. Now on to another glorious grinding montage. All paints weld through if you weld hot enough. I'm not too concerned because I can actually bend this way to get the battery bracket in. And the battery will fit. Right there. We'll go get a device. A clamping fixture to hold that down. I have the most unhandy, awkward pair of vice grips I could find to try to help hold this into place. We're caught on wiring. Yay. We're still caught on wiring. Yay. Got the cutest little C-clamp. Whoever washed this did not do a very good job. That's all I gotta say. All right, that'll work. Go ahead and just bond this crap together. Paint is on fire. Don't breathe this. Some of the hydraulic oil may or may not be on fire. Yes, definitely on fire. At least I don't got to worry about no plastic skid plate to be on fire. It ain't got one. Don't mind them welds. They don't look pretty, but they'll hold. I assure you I weld much better when I can see. Don't touch it, it's kind of hot. Ow! You pinched me. Bastard. Alright, wait till that cools off a little bit. Then we'll wipe it down with some brake cleaner and some paint on there. And that should be good to go. Will our mount still bend over enough to get our... Oh, she's stiffer than she was, but she'll fit just fine. Oh yeah. Will our tub still fit in here? Never tried this. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. With room. Nice. Even be room for the posts, battery posts. That's good. That's nice. We like it when plans come together. Then I can go ahead and pop that out the way for servicing of things. That whole bus bar just bugs me. Well, fun. I say we wait for that to cool a little bit more. While we're waiting, we'll start, pulling stuff apart. I made a flaw when I started this project. I removed all the battery power and everything in the battery, But this has electric bed lift, and I need to get underneath there. So I'm going to have to jump the accessory bar to get the bed to lift. Okay. Now I got to do this very sketchily. Power and conveniently pink ground. Gotta do this with one hand so I can try to raise it with the other. Looky there. And I heard the pile of rust hit the floor. Yay! Nice. Look at the poor label. Luckily, we don't need them directions. All right. After our fully automatic assault paint cannon, let's... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. God, I love these paints. All right, take two. We're going with flat black because that glossy can of 10-year-old paint or longer, probably more like 15-year-old paint, don't work so well. So let's see how well this one is. Apparently this one's not much better either. Perfect. First coat of way too thick paint. Guys, with all them time lapses you've seen, I ended up cleaning up the wiper wiring, and I'm running it down the passenger side now and down here and through this tube, and it'll be behind everything, so it'll be hidden. I do have a piece of carpet to put behind the seats, and I'm also going to sound dampen that piece and probably put some of this foam on it. I put a little bit of foam in the roof and sound dampen the whole roof. Should quiet it up a little bit. I'm hoping the foam kind of keeps some of the heat out, cold air in, heat in, cold air out, you know. Whatever, but I need to probably try to fit the upper overhead console in before I put the roof back on. I dumped this thing over and it totally just put a bunch of crap in my eyeball that was up in the roof channel. I don't know what it was in the seal, but it did not feel good. So I got it dug out, but now I got scratched it a little bit. So yeah, now it's all itchy. Now that goes. Went ahead and took all the stuff off. Of course, broke one of the studs on the bus bar. That always happens, you know. Probably shoot another coat real quick after I blow that off, because now there's stuff sitting on top of it. But blow another coat on that, and then the battery will be ready to be set down in there after it dries a bit. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and throw a time lapse of working on this. Well, I'll put you guys back on that tripod. Do a time lapse of installing this overhead console. I'll probably cut the holes for the speakers and mount the speakers in it possibly. I can get to most of the stuff from the back and through them holes, so that won't be a problem. I'll put clips here, and I'll bolt the front of the roof down through the these holes here from the top with a washer and a rubber seal washer. Whoa. falling over stuff. But yeah, I'll pull that roof back down and set it out of the way. I also plastic welded back here where these cracks were, so she should see a little bit better back there anyways. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead, catch you guys on here in a second when I get that started to put the speakers and stuff together. Okay, I put a test fit up there. It doesn't quite fit around the wiper motor, which I'm not surprised. So I'm going to try to take as little off as possible. I'm going to try to start out by taking that mount off, and we'll see. But I'm just going to go ahead and put it on a time lapse and get this fit, and I'll cut the speakers out and try to get them mounted too in a time lapse, hopefully. Well, it's in, and I didn't film a lot because this thing is kind of a royal pain in the anus. It says in the description, I believe, I'm gonna go back and double check it, but I'm fairly certain it says it fits 900s, which is what this cage is on a Brutus. This won't fit your 900, so don't buy it for your 900. And if you got a wiper that's bigger even than the new one, I doubt it's gonna fit it either. If you buy 6.5-inch speakers, even if you buy the cheapest pair of Pioneer speakers you can buy, which are ridiculously small, they don't fit. Fairly certain you can fit a nice 5.5, or not 5.5, 5.25 in here, which is what I'm gonna get to put in there. Yeah. Couple of the brackets weren't bent out of the kit, out of the box. So, I mean, it wasn't even like, if I had 1,000, it wasn't even like I could put it in 1,000. So, unfortunately, it was a pain. But it's in. I got a little bit of gap here on this side, but nothing crazy. It looks good. It's going to work. It gives me overhead speakers and some places to put some buttons. I'm trying to figure out where I want to put my fuse block. I want to make it accessible. So I don't know if I might put it on the back corner of the roof. I went ahead and, like I said, got it sound dampened. I did put sound dampening on this too, to just kind of stiffen it up a little bit because it's pretty chintzy. I don't have the brackets out here on the end because of the way the mounts work. I did save them because I think I can modify them and make them work if I have to, if they end up sagging or something. But I don't think I should have too much of a problem there. I'm waiting on the battery tray over here to dry, and then we can get the battery down there and start running power cables and see how everything goes. I do need to wire up. I've got black and red 10 gauge wire for power and ground going up to the roof to power things. And then I have a Stinger 9 wire, or not, well, it's a recoil 9 wire, I believe. Yeah, recoil 9 wire. This is 16 gauge pure copper, no, 9 wire. Yeah, 9 wire. Yeah, I'll run that up to the top. That gives me 9 16 gauge wires running to the top and down here for different accessories if I need anything down here. Eventually I want to put a GM mirror up there, compass, outdoor temp mirror. So I'll need wires running up to a sensor for it, so that 9 wire can take care of that. I'll just use power off of the fuse block up there, it'll be fine. I'm not gonna worry about, on like a lot of things, relay. So like my back lights, I'm just going to fuse them with a relay. I've got nice switches that can handle it no problem. The back lights, they're just little cube lights. Well, they're actually pretty good sized cube lights, but they're not going to really require a relay. Should you put them through a relay? Yeah, the switches will last longer, but it's not going to be a big amp draw. So I will probably run the light bar through a relay though, because them tend to draw a little bit more juice. Then I'll have a couple, but it'll take four wires will be dedicated to the upper speakers, which will come off the factory, well, not factory, but OEM, you know, the thing, OEM radio. So this has already had speakers replaced, which I will get some 5.25 up here. Then it'll have 4 speakers. These will be more apt for taller people to hear. Those will be more apt for my kids to hear. We got to wire up the fan override. It's going to go in the dash down here. We're going to also got to fix the accessory wire. I don't know why it doesn't work. I've got to get something for a power stud because this is one that's broke. I'm going to have to replace that. I don't know. I think we might have one at work. I might look from a harness we replaced, so I may have to look and see. I also want to start running some wires for turn signals and flashers, and I want to convert the headlight switch. I want to make this the high beam. We hit this to kick the high beam on and off, which that won't be hard to do. I just have to pull a couple wires out of the switch. But yeah, I'm gonna kick on a little bit more. Might do some time-lapse stuff. Now I just need to sound dampen that and put some sealing around the spots that need it, and then it will be ready to be put back on. And then we can run more wire up into the roof. I should, right now I should be able to actually put the roof on. I know, because I need to be able to wire the light switches and stuff. Dang it. But yeah, we can wire the light switches up. I can go ahead and wire some other light switches up now. So yeah, yay for me. Guys, it's been quite a little bit just doing tedious wiring stuff. I did find some 5.5-inch speakers and they fit. Got the switches up in there, got the harness made for the switches, got the speakers all wired and everything. I was testing them off the speaker plug over there. I got to wire everything up and then run speaker wires to the back. I've got to run the wiring up for the power and the 9-wire up to the roof. For all the accessories up there, there'll be a bunch of extra wires for stuff that could be added on later. Then I'm also going to run a 9-wire from back here up to the front. And then you get up front here, I fixed the fan wiring, put some nice sheathing on it and stuff, and ran some new 10-gauge wire to it. Cut the factory hot off, ran a wire over to activate the relay, and that goes into the relay. Also splits off here and is going to go into an override switch on the dash. And then I have this other relay here. They both are on 40-amp circuit breakers. This here will go, these are all going down to the positive battery cables and stuff here. I cleaned them up. Got a different post because I broke one of the studs off on it. So I went ahead and got one of these I had. Spares out of that parts diesel out back. I used it. And this orange will go to key on, because I think this key on works. I'm not 100% sure why this key on doesn't work. Anyways, if this did work, all I do is just splice this right here, because I like having, this is only a smaller circuit. I like having a heavier circuit on the key on circuit. It's just kind of nice and handy, especially if you put a bunch of devices on it, which there's a very good possibility this will have a pretty good chunk of devices on it. And if I really wanted to, I could put another switch in the dash like it was before and have a high override for the accessories too, so the key don't have to be on, so the fuel pump's not running. I don't know anything else I did. I pulled the panel off the side, which I don't really know why I didn't do this when I was welding and stuff. But I pulled this off, got that all painted, all dried, and looks pretty good, so it's ready for a battery. I pulled this panel off just so I can get that bus bar and the grounds and stuff, clean everything up, put everything back together here, and then get the battery in with the new battery lugs I have for it. Just get everything wired nice down here and ready to go with the shut-off switch. I already have a big hole right here, so I'm thinking there's not a lot, there's a hose right there, but it's not too bad. I might be able to build me something and put it there to cover up that big hole. So that's going to be a possibility of where that's going to end up. I still got to finish all the wiring in the roof and everything. So you know how to be fun. I got to tie up the wire right there for the speaker, just because that's right where the windshield wiper is. I don't want it to pinch. I just got to tidy some stuff up. Like I said, run power, 9-wire up this to in the roof, get the roof back on. I think I'm about ready for the roof to be back on, actually. So we'll probably do that. It's late. It's like 2:30 in the morning here. So luckily I don't have to work tomorrow. So I'll be hitting this probably tomorrow afternoon, because definitely going to sleep in a little bit. But going to get back here. Hopefully I can get this thing back together, at least back to where it operates. And then we can pull it in again and do some more stuff to it later on. But yeah, it's coming along nicely. I think I'm going to go ahead and call this a video, though. And we'll continue on with part 2 of this tomorrow. And it'll be another video, just because this is probably getting kind of long. So thanks for watching. Catch you guys in the next video. Remember, if you like the video, give it a like. If you like this kind of content and you're not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and the bell notification button, because I kind of get pushed to the back, just like a lot of YouTubers do. So that's much appreciated. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. And like always, have a good rest of your week.